welcome to Pilates with Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today is Reformer 101, episode 5. Today is going to be a full body workout, building strength and stability. Today's setup is we're going to need the long box for a small portion towards the end of the class. My springs are on 2 reds, 1 blue. That's 2 heavies, 1 medium on my carriage. I am starting with my headrest down today, and my straps are connected. So once you're ready, have everything together, go ahead, have a seat on your carriage. We're going to find ourselves lying down. Feet are going to come over towards the foot bar. So you want your feet, heels on the foot bar, sits bones distance apart, below the hips, and the knees are about a fifth or 2 fist distance away from each other. Now we're going to begin with some breathing. So drawing those abs in, I want you to take a big inhale, and you're going to expand through that rib cage for a lateral breath. Pressing that back into the carriage. As you breathe out, the rib cage is going to narrow, bringing everything together. Keep breathing in through your nose as the rib cage expands out through the sides and through the back. Exhale as everything comes together. Let's go for 2 more here, just breathing, connecting our breath to our movement today. Next time you breathe all the way out, we're going to start rocking that pelvis, tilting that pelvis towards our belly button. So take a big deep inhale. I want you to rock that pelvis, tucking your pelvis towards your belly button, rocking into that imprinted spine. As you exhale, you're going to rock that pelvis into neutral. Inhale, roll the pelvis towards your nose, keeping that flat back into the carriage. Exhale, roll it back to neutral. So think about we're working in the same plane when we're rocking back into neutral. We want our fingertips, if you place a diamond on your pelvis, we want our fingertips and our thumbs all on the same plane. So as you're rocking back, you feel those thumbs tilting deeper in towards your belly button. That's your imprinted spine. We're going to try to work in neutral today, this whole class. We're going to go for 1 more here, and we're going to start rolling it up into a bridge. So next time you articulate, tuck that belly button or pelvis towards the belly button. Arms come down by the sides. You're going to articulate yourself up. As you're breathing out, exhaling all the way to the top. Take an inhale. On that exhale, I want you to begin lowering down yourself vertebrae by vertebrae, 1 at a time. You're going to come back into that imprinted spine. You're going to find that neutral spine. You're going to rinse and repeat. Articulate yourself up, 1 vertebrae at a time, trying to keep those knees, hips in line with each other, not dropping. Also keeping that chest and rib cage soft on the carriage mat. Let's go for 2 more here. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, let's roll it down. Coming back into that neutral spine. Close the carriage if it's opened. We are going to carefully roll. I'm going to roll onto my left side to face you first. Now what I want you to do is give yourself a little bit of room from the shoulder blocks so you have room to put your head down flat. Now your knees are stacked, your hips are stacked, abs are pulled in. You're going to take your right hand, reach it over, close it on top of the left hand like you have a book. We're going to go into thoracic mobility here. We're going to open up our top arm. Now what I want you to think about, as you open the top arm, your gaze follows that back arm, but your hips are trying to stay quiet. So we're not rolling all the way back to where our hips open up. We're just working that top half of the body. Exhale. As you open up, try to challenge your hips to stay quiet. Inhale, close the book. So if you have a tight chest, you get a big chest opener here as well. So kind of a 2-for-1 stretch here. If the shoulder blocks are in your way, shimmy yourself down. Take your gaze with your arm. Challenge those hips. Last one here. Next time your arms come together, close your book. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So rolling onto my right side. Now I want to make sure my shoulder is straight in front of me. My hips are squared to the wall in front of me. My arms are stacked like a book. When you're ready, you're going to take a big deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're going to open up the arms. Take your gaze with the arm. Try to challenge yourself to keep the squares, the hips square to the wall in front of you. So does one side feel tighter than the other? Definitely for me, my left side is a bit more challenging. I definitely feel the chest opening here, more so than I did on the right side. This will be our last one here. And when you come together, close that book. We're going to go ahead and rotate back onto our backs carefully. Your headrest can now come up if you choose. You want to be away from your shoulder blocks so your shoulders are grazing the shoulder blocks. Your feet are hip distance apart. Our heels are on the bar to begin. When you're ready, you're going to take a big deep inhale. On the exhale, we're going to go for a double leg press. Extend yourself out. Resist yourself in. So this is a pretty fluid movement. You want to make sure that you stop before the stopper because you don't want to use any momentum. You want your glutes to stop the carriage, not the stopper. And then you want to engage your glutes as you extend out. Now exhale as you extend out. Inhale as you come in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Really think about squeezing the quads to the kneecaps, but you don't want to lock those joints out. Let's go for 3, 2. Can you really flex those toes towards your nose? Last one, we're going to come halfway in, little pulses here, in and out, slow and controlled. Again, we're away from that stopper for 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend yourself all the way out. Bring yourself all the way in. We're going to bring our feet to narrow parallel. So arches are now on the bar. Inner thighs squeezing together. I want this movement to come from the inner thighs. Inhale to prepare. Breathe out and extend. Inhale, come in. Breathe out and in. Think about that pressure on the arch of your foot. Are you pushing equally between both sides? That deep pressure really feels good on the bottom of my feet. Really closing together those ankles and those knees so this action comes from the inner thigh. We have 4 more going into those pulses for 3, 2. Last one, come down halfway, little pulses here, inch up, inch down. You're away from the bumper, squeezing through the inner thighs, really feeling them fire up. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, extend that carriage all the way out. Bring that carriage on in. We're going to separate our toes back to hip distance apart. I want you to lift those heels up into a soft heel. So something you can maintain free in space. Your job is to keep your pelvis and your heels, maintaining them in the space that they are now. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend yourself out. Breathe in as you come in. So really think about those heels. Squeezing the kneecaps to the quads again, really squeezing the glutes. Think about squeezing those sit bones together as you extend long. Rib cage stays soft. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Coming in for those pulses, drop it halfway down. Keep those heels lifted. Little up, little down. Breathe in, breathe out. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend it all the way out. Bring it all the way in. Stay up on those toes. Walk those feet to the center of the foot bar. We're going to come into some calf work here. I want you to extend yourself out, going into some calf raises for 2 count up, 2 count down. So when you're ready, take an inhale to prepare. On that exhale, I want you to drop your feet for 2 counts under the foot bar. Lift for 2 counts over the foot bar. Drop for 2, lift for 2. Drop for 2, and lift. Again, really working those calves, squeezing those legs together. Breathe through it, breathe in, breathe out. We have 4. In 3, we're going to go in for pulses. It's going to feel fabulous. Last 2. On this next one, when your feet are high, hold them there. Little pulse down, little pulse up. Pulse it up and down. Little quick pulses, half range. Think about that pelvis. Are you still in that neutral plane? For 4, 3, 2, 1. Prick those heels up, bend those knees, and bring yourself in. Excellent job. Roll those ankles. Take a moment. And when you're ready, we are going to be coming up for a spring change. So carefully roll yourself on up. We are going to be coming down to 1 red, 1 blue. That is 1 heavy, 1 medium. If this at all feels too heavy for you at any time, please drop down to 1 red only. Headrest can stay up. We're going to lie ourselves down. We are going to go ahead, reach back, grab our straps behind us. Arms are coming up. Today I'm going to use the long loops. So long loops are coming up over my arms. Feet are onto the foot bar. We're going to watch that neutral pelvis. So bring that imprint in, then roll it to that neutral. This is where I want you to stay. Legs come into tabletop. Resistance immediately comes onto the straps above you. Now I want you to make sure that your wrists are in line with the shoulders. Legs stay squeezing together. When you're ready, you're going to drop your arms straight down by your hips. Fingertips stay long. Reach it up. Exhale, arms come down. Breathe in, arms come up. Now at any point, if holding tabletop becomes too much for you, I want you to cross your ankles and kind of let your feet dangle. So it takes some of the weight off the abdominals and the lower back if you don't have the core muscles to hold you. So bringing the arms right back up over the shoulders, pressing them down. You want to stop at the shoulder because you want to stay away from the stopper. You want all the work to come from you, not using any momentum. If you're feeling spicy or saucy, we're going to add a chest lift, but only if it's available. So tuck your chin, curl yourself up, look towards your navel. As the arms come down, the head comes down. Curl it up. Breathe it in, breathe it out. We have 3, For 2, we're going to go into hundreds after this. So either your head is up, head or down, arms are staying a little bit above your hips. Hold them here. I want you to start pumping them vigorously like you're tapping in the water. Just pumping those arms slow and controlled. All the movement is coming from your upper body. You're breathing it in for 5 seconds, breathing it out. Keep pumping for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead, bring those arms up. Feet come down. Take a quick mini break. Rock your knees from side to side. Legs are going to come back to the center. Your arms are going to come into a T-pull. So soft bend in the arms, legs come to tabletop. Again, you have the option to cross your ankles, everything squeezing together. I want you to think you're scooping through deep sand. So you want to scoop underneath your bottom or above your bottom, open the arms up. Scoop. Again, you want to keep those arms in your peripheral vision. Scoop above your hips as well. You're pushing your hands through wet sand, resisting it back. Now again, if you want to add a little more, giving you options for the levels that you're at, go ahead, curl that chest up, look at the navel, and bring it down. A lot of abdominal work here, a lot of lower abs, definitely a lot of shoulder work here. Working those scapula. We have 3 more. For 2. And 1. Go ahead when those arms come down. Arms come back up to the clouds. Take a short mini break. We're going to come into the last set of triceps. So we're going to bend the elbows down. Elbows are coming on to the carriage mat. Legs come into tabletop. Again, squeezing together. Take your options. Make sure you're not in that imprinted spine. You want to be in that neutral spine. When you're ready, fingertips along. You're going to slap the hands towards the carriage mat. Resist it back. So again, your elbows stay down. You really, as you extend those forearms, you can really feel that stretch in the back of your arms. So as a beginner, I always recommend the elbows stay down. Now we can add that chest lift if you're feeling it. When you're ready, last 5, curl it up and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Last 2. 1 more here. Excellent job. Go ahead, bring your feet to the foot bar. Bring yourself in, drop your knees from side to side. We're now going to take those long loops. We're going to place them onto our feet. So I'm going to extend myself out. My right foot is coming in to the strap. Once I have it, I'm going to keep that knee bent. Extend my left foot into the strap. Both knees are squeezing together. Headrest can stay up. Again, find that neutral plane. Neutral spine. When you're ready, kick the legs straight out. Now I want you to flip them, bring them up straight to the clouds. I want you to flex your feet. Drop your feet straight down towards the foot bar with flexed feet. Point, lift. I want you to imagine your feet, you're painting on the wall, up and down, strokes. The lower you bring your legs, the more abdominal work you're going to bring into your lower abdominals, but I want you to do it without sacrificing popping through the chest. So the tailbone needs to stay down. Let's go for 3 more. Next time your feet come up to the clouds, hold them there. We're going to do side out. So I want you to drop your feet so you're away from the bumper. Legs are parallel. I want you to open the legs as wide as the reformer. Bring the legs together. I want you to keep the carriage quiet. You're just opening and closing, pulling from those inner thighs. Trying to stay stable through the pelvis. Lots of stabilizers working here. Control is the name of the game. Let's go for 3. 2. Last one. When the legs come up together, hold them there. We're going to come for down circles. So the legs are going to come down. I only want you to open up as wide as the reformer. Circle up and around. Keep that tailbone connected. Neutral spine engaged. Rib cage soft to the carriage. Try to make these fluid and graceful. We have 3 more. We're going to reverse. One more here. When we come up to the top, we're going to reverse those circles. So you're going to come out, around, bring it to the center, bring it up. Can you watch your right and left leg? They are independent of each other, but can you make sure that they're working at the same pace and time, sorry, not space, pace and time. Last 2. Going to come into frogs in 1 more. Next time your legs come together, lift those legs 45, keep your feet in turnout. You're going to bend in towards your midline. Squeeze, activate the inner thighs. Bend and press. Think about a $100 bill being just between your heels. You don't want to drop it. Make that connection through the inner thighs, up through the pelvic floor. For 2. 1 more here. When the legs come back in towards that frog position, hold it there. Open the legs wide. Just give yourself a little rock back and forth, massaging the spine, massaging the hips. You should be away from the bumper. And then go ahead, bring those feet together. We're carefully going to bring one foot to the foot bar, followed by the other. You can hang those straps up. Once those straps are hung up, we are carefully going to be sitting on our reformer. So we are going to stay seated. And I am coming down to 1 heavy spring only. So that is 1 red spring only. Now you have an option. I'm going to sit up against my shoulder blocks. You could definitely sit out with your feet long, or if you have tight hip flexors, go ahead, grab your box and sit on your box. So I'm going to stay crisscross today, and we are going to grab our straps behind us. Now I am grabbing the short loops. Now, the shoulder blocks are feedback. So we're working on our posture muscles here. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Waist is over those hips. So shoulder blocks, we're not going to hunch over. It's going to give us feedback. If we feel it at our hips, back of our hips or our glutes, we're slunching. So keep those abs pulled in. Neck is long, working those posture. We're going to start with front scoops or offering. Fingers, palms are facing up. When you're ready, extend those arms up to the shoulders and bring them down towards the sides. Little bend, micro bend in the elbow, sitting up as tall as possible. Keeping those abs pulled in towards the spine, supporting that lower back. So again, if sitting up is very hard for you, grab that box. Use the box, it's the same weight. We're going to add a little serve the platter here in the next two. Bringing those arms up to shoulder height, but not bringing them past your hips, not using momentum. Next one, bring the arms up towards the chest, hold it there. Bend the elbows, extend the elbows, bring it back down. That's our movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Adding movements together. We have 3 more. Are you still sitting up nice and tall? Last 2, and then we're just going to go to that serve platter. Last one here. You'll bring the arms in, extend, stay here, bend and extend. Sit up nice and tall. Are you getting feedback from those shoulders? Blocks. Last 2. Got a little rest coming. Last 1. Go ahead, bring those arms down. Take a little bit of a mini break. Shake it out, whatever you need. We're going to come into a chest fly. So arms are going to come up. You're going to see them in your peripheral vision. Soft bend in the elbows. Still sitting up nice and tall. Great posture muscles. From here, we're going to bring the arms together for hug a tree, chest fly, open and close. Now again, you don't want to bring your arms back to touch the stopper and use momentum. You want to keep your hands in your peripheral vision at all times. Exhale, breathe it, bring it together. Inhale, bring it out. Notice if your breath changed. Sometimes when you use power moves, you really need that exhale. Sitting up with a straight spine is not very easy on its own. Last one. Go ahead, put those arms down. Rest those arms carefully, and we can hang those straps up behind us. Once you have those straps hung up, we are carefully going to come standing on our carriage. Now I'm going to stay on this one red spring. So once we're standing up on this carriage, we're going to go ahead. If you have really long legs, you're going to bring your feet all the way back to the shoulder blocks. We're coming into elephant. I don't have really long legs, so I walk my feet halfway up. Now your nose is over the springs. Your shoulders are away from the ears. Now legs are sits bones distance apart or hip bone distance apart, and the weight is coming from the back of the feet. Lift the toes, it keeps the weight off the ball of the feet. All I want you to do is I want you to extend the carriage out, and I want you to pull the carriage back all the way in. You don't want to touch the stopper, extend it out. You should get a big stretch down that back line of your legs. Pull it in, legs under hips. Extend out. So you want to make sure you can get those ankles under those hips without hitting the stopper. If you need to adjust, adjust your feet. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Abs are pulled in. Pull it all the way in. Last 2. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more here. And pull it all the way in. Great job. We're carefully going to come down. We're going to step off the carriage. I'm going to step off to my left side, side facing you. Staying on that red spring, we're going to go ahead, place our inside foot. For me, that is my right foot. My left foot is standing in a lunge position. So, foot bar is here to use. If you need it, use it. What I want to do is I want to get a big hamstring, soft leg, ham flexor stretch, soft leg in the standing leg. Now, tuck the pelvis towards the belly button. Open up the hip flexors. Send the leg back. You should feel that big stretch in the front line of the leg on the carriage. Again, use the foot bar if you need. We're going to take the outside hand. We're going to reach on over, big stretch, lateral stretch. Hold on if you need to. Come back up to center. Bring the carriage in. Coming into more of a scooter variation, foot comes back in line with the knee on the carriage. Knee comes off the carriage, foot bar is here. I want you to press the carriage back, soft bend in the standing knee, leg. Hips are pulled in. You're bending the carriage in, extending it out. So hinge at the hips, bend and extend. Test your balance. Hands can come to your prayer. Hands can come to your hips. It's all coming from that standing leg. Balance doesn't seem to be right today, but remember, everything and every day is different. Let's go for 3. Nose over toes. 2 and 1. Bring the carriage in and go ahead. Kneel on the carriage, facing your foot bar. We're going to change our spring to 1 blue spring. Take that red spring off before we go on to the other side. We're going to come up into a kneeling position. So knees are coming into like a tabletop position, hinged over at the knees. Now, we're going to draw the pelvis in, and we're going to drop the hips forward. So once the hips are dropped forward, you have a long line from your knees to your shoulders. We're going to start drawing those abs in. We're going to extend the carriage out as far as you can. And then you're going to, with control, pull the carriage in. Close towards the stopper and extend it out. So if you feel like you need more support here, by all means, add a red spring. So you're keeping those glutes tucked, pelvis is leaning forward, you're extending yourself out. Now we're going to start adding some extension. I call it the arc of the boat. So as you extend yourself out, now you're going to pull yourself in, all the way in. Look up towards the clouds as the carriage comes to the stopper. Again, extend out. Pull in, arc the back, keep the pelvis forward, squeeze the glutes. Shoulders are away from the ears. We have 3. For 2. We're going to stay out for knee tucks. On this last one, I want you to extend yourself out. Hold yourself there. Now we're going to move from the knees. Bend the knees under the hips. Extend it away. Bend the knees under the hips. Push and press away. So now upper body is staying stable. Lower body is moving. Stabilize through the core. Stabilize the upper body. Nose is looking down at the springs. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Go ahead, bring it all the way in. Sit yourself back. You can sit yourself on your shins, relax those shoulders, maybe extend yourself out. Give yourself a little bit of a puppy pose. Nice big stretch through the upper body. And let's go ahead, climb off on to the other side. And we are changing that spring back to 1 red spring, taking that blue spring off. We're going to start with that hip flexor stretch. So leg is in line with your stopper. Pelvis is going to move forward. Soft bend in the standing leg, reaching that pelvis forward, really opening up through that hip flexor. Inside hand, you're going to reach up and over, really getting a little bit deeper in to that stretch. Remember, foot bar is here if you need it to get a little deeper. Sometimes stretching, you don't want to worry about balance. And let's bring it up. Coming into that scooter. Standing leg moves back in line with the knee on the carriage. Knee comes up, hinge at the hips. Foot bar is here. You're gonna bend, extend, and bend. Breathe out, breathe in. Again, you have the choice. You can let go of the foot bar. Choice is yours. Fluid movement, not hitting the stopper, stopping the carriage with the glute. Standing leg, standing glute, should be talking. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, bring that carriage in. Go ahead, stand yourself all the way up. Shake those legs on out. This is where we're gonna grab our box. I am gonna move my foot bar out of the way. So I'm gonna drop my foot bar. My long box is gonna come on my carriage. If your headrest is up, please knock it down. You're staying on that one red spring. We're gonna lie on our bellies, facing your risers or your tower. Now I am gonna choke up, start at my D-rings. If that's not enough for you, you choke up to where you seem fit. I'll see how I feel and adjust from there. So right away, I'm at my D-rings. My legs are squeezing together. My pelvis is into the box. My nose is over my headrest and my arms are reaching down by the side. We're gonna start with plow. So as your arms come up towards your hips, really squeeze, point those fingers towards the back foot bar. Extend the arms straight down in front of the shoulders. Arms back to the hips. Breathe in as the arms come down. Breathe out as the arms float back. Really squeezing through that lower body, stabilizing as we work the back and the arms. Now I'm going to choke up a little bit more, make it a little bit more difficult. Really thinking about bringing the knuckle of the thumbs towards the hips. Now if you feel okay here, you have that chance to add extension. So as the arms pull back, look up straight over your nose and bring it back down. Squeeze. Last 3. For 2. Last one, I just want you to hold it back, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Look up if you can, otherwise stay long spine, just squeeze. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let everything relax over that box. Pelvis relaxes as well. All right, staying with your arms exactly where they are. Nose is over the headrest, arms are reaching long. We're gonna start the same way. Arms reach back towards the hips. Now we're gonna bend at the elbow. Elbow in for tricep. Kick back, reach long. Feel that stretch in the back of the arm. Squeeze those legs. Don't forget about that lower body. Just don't let it hang there. Push that pelvis actively. Squeeze those heels together, shins together. Exhale, push away. Inhale, bring in. Add that extension if you choose for the last 5. Last one here. Ooh, bring those arms down. Let that back body relax. Lower back relax, just fall over the box. All right, one last set. We're going into T-poles. So hands can stay exactly where they are. If you find it too heavy, give yourself some room with the straps. Neck stays long to begin, pelvis pushed into the box, arms reaching down. We're going to bring the arms out to the side. Squeeze towards your hips. Open them back and squeeze. Try to keep the arms a little bit lower than the shoulders. You want to add that extension here. For the last 5, squeeze, lift. Range of motion is a little different for everybody. For 3, woo, last 2. Last one should feel awesome. Bring it on in and go ahead. You can carefully hang those straps up. Great back work here. We're carefully going to come up off that box. Give yourself a little flexion in that lower spine. Maybe a little cat-cow, whatever feels right for you. And then we are finished with that box. That's all we needed it for today. You can go ahead, place that box back in its spot. We are going to lift our foot bars back up to their home position, their high position, wherever you like it, staying on that one red spring. I'm going to start facing you. We're going to finish the class with some mermaids. So shin is up against the shoulder block, sitting in a Z sit. Remember, you have the option. You can sit on a yoga block if your hips are tight. You can also sit crisscross applesauce. Hands a little bit in front of my right shoulder. My left hand is coming out to the side. We're going to come up and over for lateral flexion. Stay here. Reach long towards the foot bar. I want you to rotate towards the springs. Hands go wide on the foot bar. Try to get this hip down. It's not necessarily going to go down, but shoot it like it is. Now, we're going to bend. Elbows come in. Nose comes over springs. Extend. Bend. Breathe out to push away. Breathe in to come in. Last 2. Next time you come in, come all the way into that stopper. Go ahead, walk your hand back to the center. We're going to unravel the mermaid. We're going to come up and over. Left hand comes to the headrest. Right hand comes up and over for counter stretch. We're going to do one more set on this side. So hand comes to foot bar, lateral flexion, up and over. Rotate towards the springs, hands come wide. We're going to bend and press for 5 times. If you want to come up over that foot bar, you can come into that extension. That's your choice. This is the last one. Next time you come in, you're going to bring that hand over. You're going to unravel yourself back into lateral flexion towards the headrest, counter stretch, and bring it up. Carefully hold your foot bar, turn halfway, close your shin, and now you're set up for mermaid on the other side. Left hand in front of your shoulder, same movement here. Lateral flexion, up and over, really reach. Rotate towards the springs, open the hands wide. 5 bends and presses with the chest. You have the option to add that chest expansion. I'm going to stay down for the first set, lift chest expansion in the second set. Last one. Next time you come all the way in, hand comes to center, arm comes up and over. My right hand is now coming to the headrest, going into lateral flexion, stretching out my left side. One more set here. Press away, laterally flex up and over. Rotate, hands wide. Come in, if you like that extension, press it out. Last 2, wherever you are. Once you come all the way in, bring that hand back to the center, come up and over, counter stretch, and hands come to center. I'm just carefully gonna turn myself around. I'm gonna roll those shoulders. We're gonna go ahead and lift our hands up towards the clouds. Cactus those hands, open up that chest wide, field goal those arms. Bring it back up to center. Bring your hands to heart. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class. Like always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 6 next Tuesday. Until then, I'll see you on the Reformer. Bye.